Okay, so series RL circuit, resistance and inductance connected in series. Okay, any coil also you can take the example of it. Any coil, it is not purely inductive. Along with self-inductance, it always has some value of resistance. If in the numerical it is specified that one coil with some internal resistance, then consider it. If nothing is mentioned about internal resistance of coil, then consider it as a purely inductive. Okay. So series RL, and if it is a series RL, then they mention specifically R and L connected in series, or they mention find out the value of R and L, means it's a series RL. Okay. Okay, so see here, resistance and inductance are connected in series. Applied voltage is single phase AC, V of t, Vm sin of omega t. Now circuit is closed one, so current will flow through the circuit. Okay, now as current is flowing through resistance, voltage drop will take place across it. Symbol, which one symbol we have used for voltage drop across resistance here?
VR.
VR, very good. What is the symbol? Then voltage drop will take place across inductance also. What is the symbol we have used for voltage drop across inductance?
VL.
VL, right? See here, whenever I have represented it here, capital I, capital VR and capital VL means it's a RMS value. Root means square value. Okay. Now, current flowing through resistance is I, resistance is R. So what is the formula for VR, voltage drop across resistance?
Current into resistance.
Correct. I into R. See here, I have written IR, right? Okay, unit is volt. Whenever VR you are considering in RMS, then I also must be RMS. Got it, everyone? If VR you are considering in peak, then I also will be peak. While doing calculations, take care of it. And if you get asked calculate the current, calculate the voltage, means RMS value always you have to find. Okay, all calculations we'll do only in terms of RMS value. Okay, so consider this one is RMS, this one also RMS value. Then across inductance voltage drop is VL. So what is the formula for VL? Voltage drop across inductance?
LDI by dt.
I into XL, right? We have seen in previous lectures that for purely inductive circuit, XL, inductive reactance, unit is ohm. Okay, so I into XL is the voltage drop across inductance. It is marked as capital V suffix capital L. Again, the same thing, V and I both are the RMS value here. Unit is volt. Okay, for VR and VL. Now here KVL equation you can apply to this AC circuit, but when in DC, what is the case? Suppose two resistances are there in the circuit. Suppose this is one resistance, another resistance, applied voltage across it is suppose 100 volt. Suppose here it's a 80 volt, then what will be voltage drop across another one? Yes, in DC circuit, I'm talking about DC circuit.
20 volt.
20 volt. Okay, 20 volt, 80 volt is equals 80 volt plus 20 volt is equals to 100 volt. Like this is the case for DC circuit. Okay, this is the case for DC circuit. 100 volt is equals to 80 volt plus 20 volt. But what means magnitude only you have to consider here for DC, because magnitude and direction is constant for DC. But what's about its AC? Magnitude and direction continuously changes. So this KVL equation for AC, it don't get satisfied only in terms of magnitude. Magnitude and angle both you have to consider. Got it? Whenever I write for AC, total applied voltage is equal to VR plus VL. Okay, so RHS and LHS here I have mentioned equal. When they will be equal? When you are considering magnitude also and angle also. Only in terms of magnitude, RHS and LHS both will not be equal. Got it? What you have to consider both magnitude also and angle also. We have seen instantaneous voltage equation, instantaneous current equation. We can convert in polar form. In polar form means what? It has magnitude also and some angle also, right? This is the polar form. So whenever you are going to write this KVL equation for AC circuits, As alternating quantity, it has magnitude also and direction also. Its magnitude and direction continuously changes. So KVL equation RHS equal to LHS, you will get, that is the KVL equation will get satisfied when you are considering magnitude also and angle also. Only in terms of magnitude, KVL equation don't get satisfied. Only in terms of magnitude, RHS and LHS will not be same. Got it? Is this
Yes,
clear to
ma'am.
everyone? That's why here see I have written phasor addition of VR and VL. इसके ऊपर बार लिखा है मैंने यहाँ पे. Okay. So phasor sum of VR and VL is phasor V, means magnitude and angle both. Here also magnitude and angle both. Magnitude and angle both you consider, and then only KVL gets satisfied. Okay. So this one you can write like this also. V is equals to square root of VR square plus VL square. Right? And what is VR? Put here value of VR and VL from these two equations. These equations put over here. So I you can take common. You will get square root of R square plus XL square. And this square root of R square plus XL square is marked as the Z, which is called as impedance. Impedance, when you have to consider impedance, I told you, if only resistances are there, DC circuits we learn, only resistances were there. So total equivalent resistance, we mark it by capital R. But in AC circuits, whatever we are going to learn in this unit, you will find, or any load you switch on, it is not purely resistive, it is not purely inductive, it is not purely capacitive. Some value of inductance is there, some value of capacitance is there, because number of loads get connected on transformer across generator, or over state you can say, okay, or all over district. So it's a combination of various types of load. So whatever when L is there in the circuit, when capacitance is there in the circuit, means inductive type of load is there in the circuit, when capacitive type of load is there in the circuit, whatever is the opposition to the flow of current, you cannot consider only as a R. What you have to consider it as a impedance Z. Okay, capital Z, which is called as impedance, and its unit is ohm. So here total voltage divided by total current is what? In this equation, if you observe, capital V and capital I is what? Total voltage and total current. So whatever is the total voltage divided by total current is what? Impedance, where impedance is what? Square root of R square plus XL square. Got it up to this, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now we'll see the phasor diagram, how you can plot for that. Phasor diagram, see here. This is phasor diagram means what? For any circuit, whenever you get asked to plot the phasor diagram, whatever the voltage source that you have to represent, whatever is the current flowing in the circuit that you have to represent, whatever are the voltage drops that you have to represent in that phasor diagram. Is this clear? Okay. So phasor diagram means what? You have to represent all voltage sources, all voltage drops, all currents in the circuit. So here you have to represent supply voltage also, current flow, that is V, current flowing in the circuit, capital I, then VR, voltage drop across resistance, and voltage drop across inductance. Okay, these four parameters you have to represent in phasor diagram. Clear? Now see, if you consider about resistance, voltage drop across it is VR, current flowing through it is I. For resistance, we have seen what is the phase difference between VR and I? 0 degree. Okay, so like this you have to draw in the phasor diagram. Then what is the phase difference between VL and I? VL is the voltage drop across inductance, and current flowing through inductance is I. So what we have seen for inductor, what is the phase difference between voltage and current?
90 degree.
90 degree. Got it? Okay. So this one, considering this, you have to draw the phasor diagram. So it's a series circuit. Series circuit means what? Which one circuit we call series? When current flowing through all circuit parameters is same. That's why current I am going to consider here as a reference axis. Okay, so current I'll plot along a real axis. Again, I'll tell you, whenever we plot phasor diagram we plot in S plane, in SF plane, real x-axis is real axis, y-axis is imaginary axis, and same as that of linear graph. This is positive, this is negative, this is positive, and this is negative. Okay, so current, same current is flowing. That's why I'm going to consider current as a reference, and I'll take it along positive real axis. Okay, current. So see, current I have plotted along positive real axis. Now, what's about phase difference between I and VR? 0 degree. Okay, so VR also will come in phase with that. I and VR, you have to measure from same common point, that is same origin you can see. Okay, suppose VR you got 2 centimeter, measure it from origin. Suppose I you got 4 centimeter, from same origin you have to measure 4 centimeter, and that will be I. Both the phasors should be straight. Arrow must be at its end, not somewhere in between. Got it? Okay, now what's about VL? What we have seen for VL and I? VL leads I by 90 degree, or for inductor what we have seen, current lags voltage by 90 degree, means obviously VL leads I by 90 degree. And how we measure leading parameter in phasor diagram, in which direction?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. Very good. Okay, so in anti-clockwise direction, VL you have to represent perpendicular to I, because it leads I by 90 degree. So angle between I and VL is 90 degree, and VL you have to measure in anti-clockwise direction, because VL leads I, leading parameter in phasor diagram, we measure in anti-clockwise direction. Got it? Now next thing, see, this one is clear, I, VR and VL representation. Okay, next is, see, this equation will use, what is it? Phasor sum of VR and VL is V. So what, how I can represent here V? What you have to apply to represent V? Resultant of VR and, yes.
Resultant.
Vector addition by rectangular tool.
Correct. Correct. Means law of parallelogram. You can apply law of parallelogram here. Here VR, it's a phasor. VL, it's a phasor. So phasor addition of VR and VL is resultant voltage V. So for that, what you have to do? Draw a parallel phasor to VR, and it will be of same magnitude. So see, from VL I have plotted here VR of same magnitude and parallel to VL. These two are equal, of equal length and parallel to each other. Next, for VL, this is the VL. So parallel to it and of same length, VL. Okay, so these two are parallel to each other and of same length. This is called as what? Law of parallelogram. Okay, and their intersection and this origin you join, and that is the resultant voltage V, because phasor sum of VR and VL is V. Okay, so how to plot V? Clear? Law of parallelogram you apply here. Got it, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so we got. Now you can observe here, is there any phase difference between total voltage and total current? In the phasor diagram, do you find any phase
Yes,
difference between total voltage and total current, and what we represent?
Yes.
That we
Phi.
represent phi. Okay, so cosine of this phi will be what? Power factor. Now if you observe, so this phasor diagram, you can find there is a phase difference between total voltage and total current, and that we denote as phi. Okay, which is called as the phase angle, phase difference between total voltage and total current. Now if you observe the phasor diagram, what you can find here? Current leads voltage, means total current leads total voltage, or total current lags total voltage?
Total current lags total voltage.
No, it's not
Total
so.
voltage.
Total current lags, sorry, correct. Whatever you told, it's correct. Total current lags total voltage. Okay, so see, lagging parameter we measure clockwise direction. So current is in clockwise direction with reference to voltage. So current is total current is lagging total voltage, and obviously it will lag. Why? Due to inductor. For inductor, current always lags, and as resistance is there, that's why total current will not lag total voltage by 90 degree. That angle will be somewhere in between 0 and 90 degree. The phase difference between total voltage and total current is not 0 degree. Why? Because it's not purely resistive circuit. Phase difference between total voltage and total current is not 90 degree. Why? Because it's not purely inductive circuit. Due to effect of resistance and inductance both connected in series, that phi in series RL circuit, you will find it will never be equal to 0 degree and it will never be equal to 90 degree. It will be somewhere in between 0 and 90 degree. Got it? Is this clear to all of you? For series RL circuit, what is the conclusion? As inductor is there and no capacitor is there, so definitely total current will lag the total voltage. Got it? Inductor is there, no capacitor, so total current will lag the total voltage. And resistance is there, so phi will never be equal to 0 degree. Means only resistance not there, only inductor not there. That's why phi will never be equal to 90 degrees. So phi in RL circuit, you will find it always lie between 0 and 90 degree. So what will be the cos phi? Cos phi will always be between
0 to 1.
0 and 1. Okay, it will never be equal to 0 and it will never be equal to 1. It will be always in between. It will always be greater than 0 and less than 1. Okay, for series RL circuit. Now, whenever you get asked to calculate the power factor, its value, you have to specify its nature also. Okay, and nature of power factor is specified in terms of current. Now, if you observe here, just now we have seen that the total current lags total voltage. So if current lag, then power factor nature is specified as lagging. If current leads, then power factor nature is specified as leading. As here it's a series RL, from phasor diagram we can see total current lags total voltage. That's why here I have specified power factor nature as lagging. So what it? Power factor nature is specified in terms of total current. If total current lags total voltage, specify it as a lagging power factor. If you find in the circuit total current is leading total voltage, then specify the nature of power factor as leading. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next. Now see here, voltage equation we know. It's a V of t, Vm sine of omega t. Now current we are getting along this. And phase difference between total voltage and total current is phi. So if I mention V of t is Vm sine of omega t in volt, instantaneous voltage equation, then how can I write current equation? I of t is equal to peak is Im, sine. Its angular frequency will be same as that of supply frequency. That's why omega t. And you can find phase from phasor diagram, current is lagging voltage. That's why minus you will write here or plus with
Minus.
reference to voltage, minus, and it is lagging by how much degree? Phi.
Phi.
So that's why minus phi, and unit is ampere. So this is the instantaneous current equation you will get. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If it's a series
Yes,
RL,
ma'am.
instantaneous voltage equation is V of t Vm sine of omega t, then current equation will be I of t Im sine of omega t minus phi. Because as it's a series RL, current lags voltage by some angle phi, which is between 0 and 90 degree. Okay. So this is about the instantaneous voltage equation and current equation. Current equation we have written from phasor diagram. Okay, power factor we got, its nature also we have seen. Now next is instantaneous power. So same as that of earlier one, instantaneous power, small p of t is equals to small v of t into small I of t. Put the values, Vm sine of omega t into Im sine of omega t minus phi. Okay, simplify it. So this formula you have to use here, sine A into sine B. Okay, apply this formula. So you will get this one step. It's just a part of mathematics. In 12th also you have applied the formula. So you will get it cos phi minus cos 2 omega t minus phi upon 2. This one step, everyone got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now simplify, multiply by this parameter inside the bracket. So you will get this one. multiply it. So if you observe again the same thing, this is cos of 2 omega t, twice the frequency is twice the twice the supply frequency, means from 0 to pi, this waveform will complete one cycle. So from 0 to pi, average value of this waveform will be 0. That's why what you will get average power only because of this component. Vm Im by 2 into cos phi, and Vm Im by 2 we can write as Vm by root 2 into Im by root 2 into cos phi. And Vm by root 2, Im by root 2 is what? Vrms into Irms. Whenever you get asked to calculate the power consumed, this one capital P is called as true power, real power, active power, power dissipated, and power consumed. 5 terms are there for capital P. In numerical, sometimes they ask you calculate active power. Sometimes they ask calculate true power, real power, power dissipated, power consumed. Everything is what? Capital P you have to calculate. And what is the formula for that? Whatever is the AC circuit, you keep only one formula in your mind, VI cos phi. For purely resistive, what we got? Cos phi. Yes, for purely resistive circuit, what we got? Cos phi. It is 1.
1.
Right? So what you will get for purely resistive formula for power? V into I, and that we derived over there. Okay. So no need
Yes,
to
ma'am.
keep different formulas in your mind. Only keep one formula, that capital P is equals to VI cos phi. Okay. So, and we have seen how you have to define it. Active power, definition of active power. So it is the power which is consumed by a resistive type of load only. Because see, for inductance and capacitance, phi is 90 degree. So cos phi is, cos of 90 degree
0.
will be 0. So power will be 0 for inductor
0.
and capacitor. That's why only for resistance you get the active power. And that's why this definition is like this. It is the power which is consumed by a resistive type of load, is called as true power, real power, active power, power dissipated, power consumed, and unit is watt. It is denoted by capital P. Formula is VI cos phi. Now here don't consider Vm or Im. If you are calculating it considering Vm and Im, then you will lose your marks. What values you have to use here? Vrms and Irms. Is this clear? Vrms into Irms into cos phi is the active power. Okay, so this is the power consumed by series RL load we got. Now up to this, any difficulty?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
got it. Hope it is not becoming fast. Speed is okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am.
Now see, voltage triangle we'll see. Next one part is voltage triangle. See, along this it's a voltage, along this it's a VR, and what is this along this y-axis? This one means negative, positive. VL. Okay, so this one is called as voltage triangle. This one is called as voltage triangle. So see, same I have plotted over here. Along diagonal it's a V, along positive real axis it's a VR, and along positive imaginary axis it's a VL. Okay, and phase difference also you can see here. See, what is the phase difference between V and VR? It's a phi. Okay, so this angle I have denoted here as a phi, and this one is 90 degree. Another end angle between VL and VR is 90 degree. Okay, so this one is called as a voltage triangle. Now in this voltage triangle, see, VL is what? I into XL. VR is what? I into R. And what is V? I into Z. This formula we have seen previously. Now, if you take here cos phi, so that will be in terms of VR and V, right? So what VR I can write as?
V cos phi.
V cos phi, right? If you take sin phi in this triangle, then it will be VL by V. So you can write VL as V sin phi. This one formula, while solving numerical, you can use this. Depending on numerical, and some numerical you have to use this relationship. So what is important for you from MCQ exam point of view, keep the formula. Each and every formula you keep in your mind. Okay. So VL is V sin phi and VR is V cos phi. Okay, got it. In some books you will find this voltage triangle like this also. You can denote it. It's as its mirror image also. Then also no problem. Along this is V. This one is V. This one is VR, and this one is VL. This angle is 90 degree, and this one is phi. Any of it you can, no problem. Got it, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
You can
Yes, ma'am.
you can
Yes,
denote
ma'am.
it like this also, because see, whatever the phasor diagram I have plotted here, that is the law of parallelogram I have used. V phasor I have plotted it like this. Okay, so here also you can represent V. Resultant of VR and VL is V. Okay, so that's why its mirror image also you can represent. Next is, see, to this voltage triangle, if you divide by current, every side of voltage triangle, you divide it by current. So what you will get here? R. Along this you will get XL, and along this you will get Z. Isn't it? Divide every side of voltage triangle by current. So XL, R and Z. So this one is called as then impedance triangle. See, every side of voltage triangle I have divided by current. So along this Z I'll get, along this R, along this XL. Got it? You can
Yes,
draw,
ma'am.
you can draw its mirror images. And angle that 90 degree and phi, that angle between Z and R is phi. And angle between R and XL is 90 degree. So what is the formula for R here then?
Cos,
Take
cos
correct, Z cos phi. And what is XL?
Z sin phi.
Z sin phi. Got it, everyone? Okay. Now what you do, this triangle, this one, you compare with S-plane. Compare it with S-plane. So what you will find, this one is real axis, this one is imaginary axis. So if you compare this impedance triangle, this one, ये वाला आप compare करो. This is real axis, this one is imaginary axis, this one is real axis, this is positive, and this one is positive, others are negative. Okay, compare karo. So R will come along which axis?
Positive axis.
Positive real axis. Okay, and XL will come along which axis?
Positive imaginary.
Positive imaginary axis. That's why Z I can write as R plus JXL, and unit is ohm. Impedance I can write Z is equals to R plus JXL. Got it? For purely inductive circuit, if you remember, I told you XL impedance for purely inductive, you can write Z as equal to plus JXL. So why it is so? Got it clear? Because for inductance, whatever is the XL, that always comes along positive imaginary axis. Whatever are the values, whatever are the circuit parameters connected in any fashion, whatever are the values in AC circuit, you will find XL always comes along positive imaginary axis. R always comes along positive real axis. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what is the phi, tan phi in this triangle? Tan phi will be what?
XL upon R.
By R.
XL upon R. XL is which part? Imaginary part. R is which part? Real part. So phi, what I have written here? Tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. Sometimes in the numerical, R and L is given to you. So R and L given means XL you can calculate using L. Okay. So XL you got, R you have value given. So you and they ask you calculate the power factor. So how you can calculate their phi? You can calculate tan inverse of imaginary part is what? XL by R. Okay, see here in this triangle, phi is what? Tan inverse of XL by R, imaginary part upon real part. XL is imaginary part and R is real part. So using this formula, you can calculate the phi, and once you get phi, you can calculate the cos phi, which is a power factor. What is its application? Impedance triangle. Got it? Sometimes in exam, impedance is given to you in rectangular form. then you use this formula to calculate the phi, tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. Sometimes they give impedance in polar form. Polar you can convert into rectangular, right? And then say tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. Or whenever you will convert this z into polar, z is equals to magnitude at some angle phi. So what is the magnitude over here? That you have studied it in 12th in maths.
R square
R-
plus
Ah.
XL square whole square root.
Right. Square root. What is the magnitude here? Square root of r square plus xl square. And what is phi here? Tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part, isn't it? So directly, if in exam impedance is given to you, or in any numerical, if impedance is given to you in terms of magnitude and angle, whatever the angle given, it is nothing but it's a phase difference between total voltage and total current. So directly take cos of that. You will get directly the power factor. Got it? What is the application of this? While
Yes, ma'am.
solving numericals, sometime impedance is given to you in polar form, so directly आप जो भी angle है उसका cos ले सकते हो, you will get the power factor. Okay, and if it is given in rectangular form, then say phi is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part. Now, as XL always comes along positive imaginary axis and R always comes along positive real axis, means this phi always you will get positive or negative?
Negative.
Positive. Tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part है ना? Imaginary part, I am talking about series RL. For series RL, always XL you will get along positive imaginary axis, always R you will get R always positive real axis पे ही रहता है. R can never be negative. ठीक है, सिर्फ XC निगेटिव रहता है और XL ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव रहता है. अब एक बात ध्यान में रखो, सिर्फ नो कंफ्यूजन, R एंड XL आर ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव, ठीक है, और XC
ma'am.
इज ऑलवेज निगेटिव. गॉट इट? R
Yes,
और
ma'am.
XL ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव रहते हैं और XC इज ऑलवेज निगेटिव. सो फॉर RL, R is positive, XL is positive. Here means numerator is positive, denominator is positive, imaginary part is positive, real part is positive. So phi will always be positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So for
Positive.
series RL, power factor angle is always positive. What does it mean? Means जब आप ये impedance को polar में convert करते हो, when you write impedance in polar as magnitude and some angle, so in polar form impedance angle is always positive for series RL. It can never be negative. Got it? What happens sometimes in exam, they directly give like this. Suppose impedance is 5 at an angle of plus 60 degree and find out the circuit parameters. They don't mention whether it's a series RL or series RC. So how you will find out whether it is a series RL or series RC? By checking this angle. If angle is positive, means it's a series RL. If angle is negative, means it's a series RC. Got it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Again,
Yes, ma'am.
for series RL, you
Ma'am.
will find, see, series RL के लिए क्या रहता है? Always Z is equal to 2 plus 3J. Its imaginary part is always positive, means it's a series RL. Okay. If it is given like this in the numerical, 5 minus 8J, imaginary part positive है या negative है? Second इसमें
Negative.
नेगेटिव है, तो ये कंफर्म सीरीज आरसी है. और इसका आप अगर पोलर में कन्वर्ट करोगे ना, तो एंगल आपको यहाँ पे नेगेटिव मिलेगा. व्हाई? बिकॉज tan इनवर्स ऑफ इमेजिनरी पार्ट अपॉन रियल पार्ट. हियर इमेजिनरी पार्ट इज नेगेटिव, सो ऑब्वियसली phi you will get negative, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ध्यान में आ गया. इसका मैं एप्लीकेशन आप ध्यान में रखो. Why I am telling you imaginary part positive negative, so that in numerical, if there is a requirement, you can identify whether it is a series RL and series RC. Whenever there is a need to identify whether it is a series RL and series RC, how you can identify it? If you find imaginary part is positive, then it's a series RL. If you find imaginary part is negative, then it's a series RC. If you find Z, its polar form, angle phi is positive, then it's a series RL. If you find Z, its angle is negative, then it's a series RC. Okay. Sometimes there is a need in the numerical to identify, you have to identify, they don't mention. So these are the things using which you can identify whether it's a series RL or series RC. Got it? So this is about the impedance triangle. Next is power triangle. Okay, now power triangle, how will you get it? See, to impedance triangle, if you divide it by current, you will get impedance triangle. Now to this voltage triangle, you multiply it by current. You multiply it by current, you will get the power triangle. Got the thing? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you multiply it by current, what you will get along diagonal? I'll get V into I. Along this, what I'll get? VR into I. Along this, what I'll get? VL into I. Isn't it? And what is VR? What is VR? V cos phi. So what
Voltage
I...
across resistance.
No, not that formula. What is the formula for VR? It's a V cos phi. So what I'll get along this? VI cos phi. VL is what? V sin phi. So what I'll get along this? VI sin phi. And along this is VI. We'll show you down. I have written it. So power triangle, how you get? Multiply every side of voltage triangle by current. So multiply every side of voltage triangle by current. See here. This is the power triangle. It was VR along this in voltage triangle. Here it was VL and here it was V. Angle is 90 degree and this one is phi. Isn't it? This is the voltage triangle multiplied by current. So VL into I, VR into I, and V into I. So it's a power triangle. Okay. Now what is the value of VR? We have seen in voltage triangle. Is it V cos phi? Can we replace VR as V cos phi?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Ma'am.
Can we replace VL as V sin phi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we replaced it, means in the power triangle, what I'll get along this? VI cos phi. And just now instantaneous power, when we simplified, we got average power, which is equal to capital P, and that we got VI cos phi. So same component along this we are getting. What we are getting along this? VI sin phi. And what we are getting along this? VI. So these are the power triangle. Now, whatever this VI cos phi, it is called as active power. It is denoted by capital P. Whatever this VI sin phi, it is called as reactive power and it is denoted by same window दिख रहा है ना आपको? हाँ. It is denoted by capital Q. Okay, and VI, it is called as apparent power and it is denoted by capital S. Sometimes in numerical they ask you calculate active power. Means this one you have to calculate. Sometimes they ask calculate reactive power. Means Q you have to calculate. Sometimes they ask you to calculate the apparent power. Means capital S you have to calculate. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so see here I have written its mirror image also you can show. Impedance triangle, voltage triangle and power triangle. Both the mirror, whatever the mirror images, anyone you can represent. ये इसका mirror image है यहाँ पे, ठीक है? Anyone you can represent. In some books you will find this one. In some books you will find this one. Okay. So see here, I have written here capital P means what? Active power, true power, real power. It is denoted by capital P. Formula is VI cos phi. It is called as active power, real power, true power, power dissipated, power consumed. Capital P formula is VI cos phi. Unit is watt, megawatt, kilowatt. Kilowatt means what? Into 10 to the power
3.
3.
Three.
Megawatt means into 10 to the power
6.
6. Okay. So I told you active power, it is the power consumed by which type of load?
Reactive load.
Only resistive load. Huh? So like this you can define it. Active power, it is the power which is consumed by resistive type of load. Clear? Definition. MCQ question. Power consumed by resistive type of load is called as active power. You do
Active
study from MCQ exam point of view. No derivation you will get asked, no waveforms. Okay, means every point you, whenever you read, just think which type of MCQ question you may get asked on it, and accordingly you keep the things in your mind. Okay, got the things, how you have to prepare. I'll give you some sample questions on unit 1 also, 2 also. 1 you got that assignment I conducted, so same type of questions. Okay, few I'll give additional. This is about the active power. Reactive power, it is denoted by capital Q. Formula is VI sin phi. Unit is VAR, reactive volt amperes, or kVAR or MVAR. kVAR means into 10 to the power 3. M means into 10 to the power 6. Huh.
6.
Okay, so reactive power, I told you in purely inductive, purely capacitive, we have seen phi is 90 degrees, so sin phi will be 1. So this is related to inductor and capacitor only, not related to resistance. It is because of inductor or capacitor or both. So it is the power, and what occurs with inductor and capacitor? They don't consume any power. Only there is a flow of power from source to load and load to source. So like this you can define this reactive power. Power which flows from source to load and load to source is called as reactive power. It is denoted by capital Q. Formula is VI sin phi. Unit is VAR or kVAR or MVAR. What is reactive power?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's about apparent power? Last one is apparent power. It is denoted by capital S and formula is VI. So if you observe this power triangle, here only you can see apparent power is a resultant of active and reactive power. So you can define it like that. Apparent power is the one which is the resultant of active and reactive power. So you can write in phasor this equation. Phasor addition of P and Q is equals to apparent power S, or S is equal to square root of P square plus Q square. Sometimes in numerical to calculate apparent power you can use this formula. Or here you can use like P is equal to what? S cos phi. Q is equals to what? S sin phi. Okay, so like this formula you can use to calculate unknown parameters. Clear about power triangle? Any difficulty about this? Okay, so here we have finished with series RL. Waveforms I'll show to you for series RL. Waveforms. So this is the series RL circuit. Waveforms, I think all of you will get it now. That voltage V of t, Vm sin of omega t waveforms we are going to see for series RL. Applied voltage is what? V of t, Vm sin of omega t. This waveform number of times we have seen. First positive peak occurs at 90 degree. First negative peak occurs at 270 degree. Okay. What's about current equation we got for series RL? I am sin of omega t minus phi, where phi is between 0 and 90 degree. It will never be 0 degree. It will never be 90 degree for series RL, right? So see phi angle, and current is lagging. So can you draw this waveform? Everyone got this waveform?
Yes, ma'am.
Current waveform, you have to represent current lagging voltage by some angle phi, and that phi should be greater than 0 and less than 90 degrees. So see here minus phi is there. Minus phi means what? This waveform at origin it will have some negative value. Okay. So this is about the voltage and current waveform. And next one is instantaneous power and average power. So average power we got VI cos phi, right? So it will be some parallel line to x-axis. That will be its representation. Here power waveform not there. VI cos phi we got. Okay. So average power, how you can denote? VI cos phi we are getting for this. So any line parallel to x-axis with some magnitude. This is the average power. Okay. So what is the conclusion for series RL? In short, in brief, I'll repeat. Series RL, voltage drop across resistance VR, voltage drop across inductance VL. You can calculate it as IR, IXL. Another formula in numericals you can use to calculate this one relationship also sometimes you can use. See, if they ask calculate voltage drop across resistance and inductance, use this formula. Okay, sometimes out of this three, any two given, third one you can calculate using this. V is equal to square root of VR square plus VL square. Okay, some student what they do, suppose यहाँ पे 100 दिया है और ये 20 दिया है, तो what they do, 100 minus 20 is 80. Is it so? It's not
No,
so.
ma'am.
हाँ, ये ध्यान में रखो, AC circuit है, तो sometimes any two of this they mention and third one you have to calculate. So use this relationship. Again here total voltage divided by total current is Z. Phasor diagram I think clear to everyone. We got the expression V of t Vm sin of omega t is the applied voltage. I of t Im sin of omega t minus phi. Current lags voltage by an angle phi and phi is between 0 and 90 degrees. Okay. So power factor also between 0 and 1. And nature of power factor is lagging or leading?
Lagging.
Nature of power factor is always lagging. Okay. So phasor diagram no need to explain further. Average power
No,
we
ma'am.
got VI cos phi. Voltage triangle ये formula ध्यान में रखो. VL is V sin phi, VR is V cos phi. Impedance triangle पे भी आपको questions रह सकते हैं, तो ये ध्यान में रखो. All these formulas. Z is equals to R plus J XL. R is Z cos phi, XL is Z sin phi, phi is tan inverse of imaginary part upon real part, that is XL upon R. So what is the thing for series RL? Imaginary part and real part both are always positive. Phi will always be positive. Okay. And power triangle, then next one is, so active power, reactive power and apparent power. Unit and formula. Got it? Any difficulty in series RL?
No, ma'am.
So
No,
can
ma'am.
we
What
see?
is the full form of VA?
What is the full form of?
In
Volt-
apparent power, what is?
Volt amperes. See here, voltage into current. Na? What is the formula? It's a voltage into current. So volt amperes. Volt amperes is the unit. kVA means into 10 to the power 3. MVA means into 10 to the power 6. Unit आप ध्यान में रखो, formulas ध्यान में रखो. So that I told you how you have to prepare from MCQ exam point of view. Okay. So this is about the series RL. Now can we go for numerical? Series RL is over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Numerical everyone concentrate, because in MCQ questions definitely numericals तो रहेंगे ही आपको. Numericals will definitely be there on RL, RC or RLC. Okay, so everyone concentrate. 100% आपको RL, RC और RLC पे numerical आएंगे. Okay, so see here a coil of resistance 20 ohm and inductance 0.1 Henry. So whatever the coil given over here, it is not purely inductive, because they clearly mentioned it has some resistance and it has some value of inductance. Okay, so resistance is given, inductance is given, and it is connected in series across single phase 200 volt 50 hertz supply. Supply specifications are given to you. Supply specifications means what? Voltage, how much is the voltage? whether it is a single phase or three phase, what is the frequency, huh? So whenever supply specification given like 200 volt 50 hertz single phase, so this 200 volt is RMS value. Do not consider it as a peak, otherwise your calculations will be wrong, you will lose your marks. Got it everyone? In supply specifications, whatever the voltage given, it's a RMS value only. If clearly they mention that whatever is the supply voltage, peak is so and so, then you consider it. But nothing is mentioned, only value is given, means what is it? Which value? RMS value it is. Got it
Yes, ma'am.
everyone? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the RMS value of voltage given to you. So voltage is given. Now you have been asked to calculate. We'll calculate here all the parameters. Any one or two you will get asked for 1 or 2 marks in exam. So here impedance you have to calculate, then inductive reactance, then circuit current, then power consumed, instantaneous voltage equation you have been asked to write, instantaneous current equation, phase angle, that is the phase difference between voltage and current, power factor, then voltage drop across resistance, voltage drop across inductance. Got it? Got the sum everyone? See,
Yes, ma'am.
resistance
ma'am.
hai 20 ohm. It is connected in series with some inductance of 0.1 Henry. Both are connected in series. Actually, they have mentioned it's a coil. So coil ka resistance and inductance is always in series only. Okay. Every coil, it has some value of resistance. It has some value of inductance, and both are in series always. And they are connected across 200 volt single phase 50 hertz voltage. Okay. And you have been asked to calculate all parameters. It's a series RL circuit. So important thing is here, this voltage is RMS value. L is given. Can you calculate XL?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see here, now onwards, whatever the numericals are there, what you just first of all here see it and listen it and think it. Okay. Once lecture over, this PDF I already posted on group. Every time I'll post it before lecture, after lecture. Okay. What you do in the afternoon, in the evening, whenever you have time, just take a calculator and do the calculations. We are not going to waste the time during lecture hours. Is this okay to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Because see, due to this pandemic situation, less hours are there. So we have to finish syllabus before your exam. So better way, I'll show you here solution, each and every point. If you have any difficulty, ask me. You don't understand, but calculations and writing work you do in the afternoon or in the evening. Got it? And then later on, if you have any problem, ask me during lecture also, after lecture hour, you ask me. You will get it. Just here now, listen, see and think. You have to think. Okay, think and understand. Okay. So see, L is given, means we can calculate XL. What is the formula for XL? Omega L. Omega is 2 pi FL. Frequency is given 50 hertz. And L is given 0.1. So XL unit is ohm. How to calculate XL? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Formula, see, whatever the numericals in second unit, third unit and fourth unit, only in formula you have to put the values. Only in first unit you have to simplify the circuit. It's not like that KVL solution that it is same, right? Okay, means steps are same, but equations and all the things are different depending on circuit. From circuit to circuit it changes. Okay, but otherwise in second, third and fourth unit, only in formula you have to put the values like this, mostly all type of numericals. So it is easy to score this subject. Only listen all lecture carefully, and whatever the material I passed on to you, refer it and study it. You will definitely score this subject. Got it? Second, third
Yes,
और
ma'am.
fourth unit कर लो अभी आप, जैसे इधर lecture में होता है वैसे. Some students are there, they are not good in circuits, but it doesn't mean that this subject is tough. Second, third and fourth unit, only in formula you have to put the values like this are the numericals. Okay, so XL everyone can calculate here. Now Z ka formula all of you know, R plus J XL. Again see, isn't it that only in formula you have to put the value, right? This one everyone
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do. Huh? Got it? So put the value of R and XL. This is the rectangular form. Using calculator, can you convert it in polar form if required? Yes, if required, can you convert it in polar form?
Yes, ma'am.
We have
Yes,
seen
ma'am.
it in
Yes,
previous lecture. Say polar of. Say polar of. Polar of what? 20, comma, what? 31.4159. That you enter, complete, and complete the bracket and press equal to sign. In some calculator, X they represent as this and Y they represent as this. Directly both the values they display. Write it down. X is your magnitude, Y is your angle. Okay. If in some calculator they are displaying only magnitude, then write it down and then on screen, whatever is there on the screen, let it be as it is, and then press RCL tan button. Recall tan. RCL button is there and tan button is there. Press first RCL and then press tan. You will get the angle plus 57.52 degree. Polar to rectangular to polar conversion. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
See here, it's a series RL. Real part is positive, imaginary part is also positive. That's why angle also you will get positive, magnitude also will be positive. Okay, unit is ohm. Now, if you get asked calculate the power factor angle, so this phi is nothing but the power factor angle. This is the phase difference between total voltage and total current. If you get asked in this sum, calculate the phase difference between total voltage and total current. So it is this one only, 57.52 degree. Okay, take cosine of this angle, you can calculate the power factor. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. अभी देखो next. तो अभी 1:15 हो गए, 11:15 is there. So can I stop the lecture?